So we have the smokes for cache on B site. We also have a couple mollies and a couple flashes. We're gonna start off with like the super simple ones. If you wanted to smoke up here on heaven, you can crouch right here, aim your crosshair at where the two little bars meet, and just throw it down. I'm literally just standing right here. Right there, basically. And, I mean, that covers most of it. You can also just do a walking throw, like, right off this pillar, so... just right, kind of like right when you get to the edge here. And then the same thing, walking throw. Right off of, like, around there. And that will cover that. And if you have a molly, you can kind of just... walking through right off this pillar, and you can get it right into this corner. And it just will stop him from sitting pit and kind of getting you. So when you hold out a smoke, you have obviously the little plus comes up. You're going to want to line the vertical part of that with this edge, and then you're going to want to rest it on that right there, that little cross piece. And that will be our smoke for tree. And then you're going to want to get in this corner right here. And you see this little metal piece, like kind of like right about there is where you're going to want to aim. Let's see here. Let's see, yeah, okay. It's hard to see. So like right there. Sorry, I was a little off. Right there is where you're going to aim. Throw that. Throw the other one just real quick. Just so you can see both of them together. You have to just a little bit there. Sometimes you can see. I think I threw this one just a little off, but for the most part, you shouldn't have that issue. Sorry, my watch went off. You normally shouldn't have that issue. Just make sure I'm not going insane here. There we go. That's what it's more supposed to look like. I think I just threw it a little off before. Then you have some mollies that you can throw, which help out a lot. Right here, kind of just right around there with a molly, and it will land right on headshot. This box right here will cover a little bit of headshot. And then sometimes people will sit in these little corners here, and the best way to counter those is you come back into this corner again, and there's a little plus here, so you can aim like right there and then right there for two separate mollies. There, and right there, and Bob's your uncle. Back in this corner, and in the same spot as you throw the smoke, just throw a flash, and that covers a lot in here. You get a very slight flash if you're sitting pit, which shouldn't be a problem, because hopefully you're mollying it. But if they're like headshot or anywhere else, I'll show you real quick. They do get like a full flash if someone was holding this. Bam. They can't see. And you're all good. Now let's take a quick zoom over to A. Alright. So the first one we're going to start off with is the truck smoke. So you're just going to go right here. This is the lineup you want to go to. So you kind of want to go, you see right there. So the bottom of the 2 is right along here. And then the cross section of that little red that comes up is kind of along the bottom of that. So you just go up like this. And then it's a jump throw. So you saw it there, bottom left, and jump. And if I didn't mess it up, truck will be smoked. With this box being gone, it's a little less effective. I'm going to show you a smoke for like right here. that's going to be a lot better. So let's go on to that smoke next, actually. Alright, so we have the next one here, which is just chilling in this corner here. So you see the little exhaust fan here. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you line, you're going to line up one of those markers again with that right there. You see? It's -1, which will throw it a little deeper and a little bit more close to red box. But if you go to -2 and line it up just like that, it actually, in my opinion, throws a little better. That covers all of this right there. There is a smoke as well I have for fork, and then one for up there as well, which will be the next two I'm going to show you. And then we have one for right here, as well as highway. So let's get those. So we have fork here next, and you go like right here. You kind of try to get yourself pretty centered with this. And the main thing you're looking at is this little top ledge right here of this little bracket that's kind of holding up the light. That's what you're going to try to line up with. So as you can see here, if we go up to -2 on that, I believe. It's been a while. Hold on. I lied. -3. That's right. -3 on that. And you kind of just line that up as your main center point. And then you can see right here as well as the bottom, it kind of rides the edge of that. So we're -3 for that bracket. And lining up the edge of that. And you just do a normal throw. Drops down here. And that covers most of fork. The only thing you have to worry about is this little corner here. But it leaves enough for you to kind of just make that a non-issue. If you wanted to. And you can actually play with it a little bit too. Because I believe going a little shallower will change some things up. See, like if I go a little bit underneath it, it throws it more in the forklift, which gives you a kind of a little bit of a better spread. You just gotta watch out if someone tries to play on the edge there. Yeah, no, so that's that one, and we'll move on to trying to get one up on this balcony here. There's actually one more that is a little easier that I did forget to share. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And in the middle of those two, you're going to go right on the bar. So you can kind of see that. You're going to try to go to center between the two, -1 right on the bar, and just throw. Completely forgot to show you. That is to cover the actual 90. That's not the eco smoke. But it still does work well. You just have to kind of worry about that tight angle right there. Yeah. So there's two that you can smoke from over here. This is smoke over towards the back corner of sight. Kind of do two things here. So the one I like to do is kind of go straight up with there, right over to the edge, and it's just a jump throw. Yeah. Oh, it smokes off right there, and it's actually nice to do because it leaves Squeaky still able to be used by your team. You can also smoke a little farther back, I believe, if you just... Yeah, if you kind of just jump throw, you can smoke that back part. It just bounces off of here, and it just leaves a smoke here, so they can't, like, peek off this box. This is still available, and this is still available, so you gotta watch out for that, but the other two aren't. But yeah, the last one I want to get done here is highway. So this one, again, is one of those funky ones. So you want to go right here, kind of center yourself with this. Make sure you're tight right up against that. And you're looking for this double pane here, and you're trying to kind of line it up with this, as you'll see. And you want to go about right here, I believe. Yep, and jump. So kind of see as a C lined up between the two planes, right at that cross section. Jumping throw. And it lands perfectly right here, and that completely smokes off that whole area. for highway. But yeah, that's the last one for that. And we're moving on to mid, which we have 2 for. We have 1 for right here and 1 for right there. So last we have it pretty simple. You can just kind of roll up right here, kind of centered on this, pressed against this. And the 1X is going to rub up against the tower there, and you're going to do a jump throw. So that 1X is kind of going to try to make a box on this. So just get centered, 1X, make a box, and jump throw. So bam, that blocks off that right there if they ever not playing it. And then the second one you want to throw, you kind of want to get centered up with this right there. And your 2 things, you're looking to line it up with this and with this. Let's see here. So you got that's lined up, and then -2 lines up with this, and when we jump throw, it goes right there. So you see, lined up, just throw. You're going to line up the -2 with right about there, and then the inside edge of that rail, as you can see, like the little bit of red poking behind it. And that covers off box. If you aim a little too low on the metal pipe here, it's gonna bounce off and it's gonna land here. And then you can actually still see through the smoke. You can play up here. It's kind of an unexpected angle because you think this is blocked off. But yeah, no, that's those 2 areas.